Twitter followers did you gain? Have you gained in the last few days? A lot.
I really look a lot. It's been a lot.
You're so far this season, obviously, Florida State game aside, even with, a bad game against Clemson and a couple other, I think having sat a few other games, your still numbers per minute are way above what they have been the last 3 years, and you've been kind of weirdly consistent in your production, and this year it's a lot better. I'm curious as to how much of that is just you being, in your mind, is you being the, not having Kennedy out there, or how much that is, intensity, how much that is something you're doing differently. I'm curious as to why you think your production is better this year.
Just growing up. That's been the one thing I've been working on the past 4 years, and it's finally starting to show. I've got an opportunity, not just with Kennedy being out, but just me growing up. I wouldn't say I've done anything differently except for just work on just trying to be consistent. Because when I'm consistent, this team is a lot better, and I'm trying to help my team as much as I can.
What can you point to? Growing up has been a thing. I know it sounds like we're beating a dead horse, but we've been having this conversation for a while. You talked about growing up a number of years. What's sunk in, or has there been a light bulb, or has there been a moment where you've been like, okay, I get it now this year, or what's the deal?
Well, the first 2 years, you probably know this, I didn't start the first 2 years, and then last year it was kind of tough just getting into the groove of things because I was new into the starting lineup, and it kind of took me some time to get used to it. But by the middle of the ACC play, when I started to play well, that's when it started to click. It was like, hey, this is what I can do, and I know I can do this every game. I just have to go out there and do it. So, I would say last year, the middle of ACC play, when I was starting to play really well, and throughout the end of the season, that's when it really clicked. And I knew that at that moment, that's what I needed to do, and I could do that every night.
Brice, I know earlier this year, Coach called you the garbage man, right? The one-arm swinger thing?
Yeah, one-arm swinger.
What are some of the more unique ways that he's motivated you? I remember some of his sayings over the years that he's thrown your way.
Hasn't really. He said I sucked during the Clemson game, which I did. So that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But he just does every little thing that he can. Can't really say exactly what he says, but he has said some very motivating things that probably hurt my heart a little bit and kind of got to me and forced me to play a little bit better. And in the UCLA game when he benched me for the duration of the first half, and he almost sent me to the locker room. So that was a motivation in itself because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to play again. So it's been some things.
Has it been an evolution for you to handle that the right way and channel those things the correct way? Or?
I've handled it the right way the entire time. My dad was my head coach. So he would say some things that would hurt my feelings, but it's coaching. You just have to take it as coaching. You're not gonna take it to heart. He's just trying to help you out. It's not like he's really trying to hurt your feelings. He's just trying to make you a better player, or he's just trying to get you to do a little bit better here and there.
Do you worry that after a game like that, expectations for you are through the roof? Now, say you go from 15-10 tomorrow night. That's a good game, and some people say, what's wrong with Brice? That's how crazy it could possibly be.
Yeah, the expectations do scare me a little bit, but at the same time, as long as we win, I don't really care about those. They can say what they want. But at the same time, I just want to win games. It's probably the closest I've been to winning the ACC championship with a team like this. We have everybody back, and we're on a roll. And first time we started conference play 3-0, so I just want to win. I don't really care about everybody's expectations. I'm gonna do that every game. I don't need to do that every game. It's just with the circumstances of the way the game was going, and our post players were in a lot of foul trouble, and we had to go smaller. I kind of had to do those types of things just to help us out.
Do you need Coach Williams to ride you like he does?
No, I don't necessarily need him to do that. It's just, it does help at times when I do get down on myself and take myself out of the game. It does help for him to say a couple of things that probably motivate me to get back in the right frame of mind, but I don't necessarily need him to do that.
And what you say, whether it's superstition or real stuff, is there some concern about Kennedy coming back and disrupting the chemistry and how you've been playing?
No, I just gotta keep playing the way I'm playing. When he was playing before, I probably wasn't as aggressive as I am now. Just gotta continue to just be aggressive when he's in there, because if both of us are aggressive, then that takes a lot of pressure off our guards, and it opens it up for everybody else, because we do like to play inside out. I mean, with him and myself, we are two great local scorers. We just have to be able to do it together.
So if Roy's motivation isn't, you say you could, it's great and it's helpful, but like maybe, you could probably go along with that. Can you snap yourself out of when you're taking you get in a mental funk like that? Is there a method that you use to kind of get yourself out of that when it's happening?
Yeah, there's a method for it. I mean, if I get a block or something, or maybe a dunk, I'll scream after it and release all that anger. But if I'm already funked out about it, or I'm already getting down on myself and then something else bad's happening, then it's just, I need somebody else to do it, because then I'm gonna start thinking about that one too, and then it just goes downhill from there.
So that's the Brice Johnson rage dunk is letting out all the
Yeah, it's
anger.
just, I did it a lot my freshman year, because I wasn't playing as much, and then when I do get in there, I just show a lot of emotion when I do that.
You said sometimes you need coach to help you snap out of it. Does it take you a while to recognize when you're going on one of those slides? Is it easier to recognize now than maybe it was a year ago?
Yeah, it's definitely easier to recognize now, but at the same time, I try to stay positive. When it's starting to happen, I started to be like, okay, it's all right, just keep moving, just move on. And then they start piling on each other, and things start happening more and more, and then it's just not good. I just feel like I'm not helpful, and I just shut down and just, I don't know why.
So you need that push.
I do need that push sometimes. It's just sometimes I just feel like if I'm not scoring the ball, if I just feel like I'm not playing defense well, or if I'm playing great defense and they still score the ball, it just feels like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing out here? You don't need to be out here. You're not even helping your teammates. So it's kind of just disheartening when things aren't going your way and they just keep piling onto each other.
Brice, Roy said that going with the small lineup moving forward is going to be based on defense and rebounding from that 4 spot. We know that where's Justin or Theo there. In film review after Monday's game, was that something highlighted, some deficiencies in those areas?
Yeah, that's been the focus the entire year. They've been wanting Justin and Theo to rebound a little bit more. They don't get a lot of rebounds, but we still out-rebound a few teams. It's just, we do need those guys on the boards. They are very athletic, and they can get rebounds at any time they want. Just have to go to the board and do it. It's just one of the emphasis that he's been emphasizing all year, because during halftime, sometimes the coaches get on like, hey, Justin and Theo, you guys are one rebound together, and we need y'all to do better. So.
Brice, I gotta know the answer to this, man. I see you on the court with your emotion and you flexing, but would you really fight somebody?
Would I really fight somebody? They swing first. I swing back, but no, I'm not a fighter. I've never been in a fight in my life. It's just not who I am. I'd probably walk away from it, but I do think if somebody was to swing on me and connect with my face, I think I would swing back.
As far as when you hear the phrase, and several teammates and Coach Kyman said the same thing a second ago, when you hear the phrase, Brice is gonna be Brice, what does that mean to you?
Like, I guess after dunks and certain plays, I scream or something. I think that's what it means. I don't really know.
A number of your teammates have actually kind of joked about your kind of post-dunk celebrations or anything. Like, have they ever not made fun of you, or said Brice, man, that's a little too much? Or has anyone on the team said anything to you about, or tried to imitate or done an impression, anything like that?
Well, they don't really say anything now, but freshman year when I wasn't this size or my arms weren't as big, then they were like, dude, you don't have anything to flex. You flex it, you're just out there screaming for no reason. You don't have anything to flex, but now they know. They're used to it now, so there's nothing they can do. I'm still going to do it. Okay.
As far as the stuff the coaches said to motivate you, has it changed at all since Monday night? Has he maybe gotten off your back a little bit?
No, I don't think he's ever going to get off my back. He's just his way of getting me to play better. I know I can do better. Probably could have got a few more rebounds on Monday night, but as long as we get the win, it's fine.
Was there, whether you're studying film or anything, was there anything that he picked at on the performance Monday night that maybe you weren't happy with?
Yeah, he said, we got the defensive grades back. There was a few categories I didn't do well in. I didn't play the screen on the ball right, a few times. Then they said I didn't box out a few times, and I was like, let's see how, but it did show a few times where I didn't box out. I was like, wow, I really could have got that rebound. It could have been 24, 25, but just a few things. I mean, with the defensive grade, they do get on us about it. It's just, yeah, just be better.
He's got to get to practice in a couple minutes, so.
Were you aware, coming out of high school, that, I guess, the so-called intensity side of your game was gonna be an issue when you arrived here, that you were gonna have to raise that up, or did you think that perhaps you were intense in high school?
I did think I was intense in high school until I got here, and then throughout that first practice, I was like, wow, this is the real deal. And it was a big adjustment for me then. It's just, I thought I was playing hard, but I wasn't. I was coasting. It was me playing hard in high school against smaller kids, and me playing now against guys that are my size is two totally different things. And the intensity levels are two totally different things too.
Brice, can you just talk about just going against Syracuse tomorrow and the challenges they pose for you?
They pose a lot of challenges just because, I mean, they're going to be very fired up for their coach to be back, and I mean, it's going to be rocking for the number 5 team in the country coming to play them at home. So it's going to be a lot of energy in that place, and I mean, they do pose a lot of issues on the defensive side just because of their zone and the athletes that they have, just because of their size and their wingspan. So I mean, it's going to be a good matchup for us.